grace, focus, and subtle transformation. You're aligning your outer world with your inner sense of order, and it shows in your calm confidence.
Welcome to Cards and Constellations with Bonnie Morris and Don Rumor Rivera from Sonoran Mystic Tarot. Here, we blend astrology and tarot to guide you through the twists and turns for the week ahead. Don't forget to hit subscribe and share. Let's dive into your cosmic journey together.
Virgo, let's take a look at your social life. You're thoughtful in your interactions, and you may crave more meaningful social experiences. Early in the week, quiet one-on-one moments bring you joy. A walk with a friend, deep conversation, or catching up over coffee. By the weekend, however, you'll feel more outgoing and energized, ready for a low-key gathering or a creative project with others. Someone you meet now could become a long-term ally or a mentor figure. Be open to advice. Wisdom may come from an unexpected source. Don, what do the cards say for social?
Oh my, I like that. The end of that. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
First card out is the Devil card. Devil card, Devil card. Second card out is the Wheel of Fortune. I love the fact the Wheel of Fortune follows the Devil card because that is super, super important. The reason why I say that is the Devil card is that negative card. It's that pessimism card, right? Or it could be that negative energy around you in that sense. And so the Wheel of Fortune says, well, you have control of this. You can do it or not. And it's interesting because even the Devil card itself in traditional tarot Rider-Waite, it has that same option, but a lot of readers forget that. I don't understand why they do that. But they forget that energy of that Devil card, because the Devil in the traditional Rider-Waite has a very loose chain around the neck of the male and the female who sit at the right and left of the Devil. And so that tells you options. They can take that off. They can easily remove it if they wish to. And so again, this is a confirmation that this week you could be in a pessimistic mood. You could be in a funk. You could be in whatever if you choose to, but you don't have to, because you can spin the wheel and also create a different environment for yourself. So let's not allow ourselves to get into a funk. Let's not buy into a messy situation. If there is trouble and drama in your world, leave your drama for your mama and leave it behind. Don't do it. Don't do it. Move on into a happier space. Own a happier space. You have to create that, though. And then we have a Queen of Swords here, and she's, again, it's that changing, shifting of thinking. It's not allowing myself to get in there, not allowing myself to be brought into that negative side, and instead. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is that happiness and joy and abundance and those kind of things. And so again, it's shifting from that negative. It may take a few days to shift, because once you realize, you're like, oh gosh, don't want to be that person, and then you shift it into this very, very positive energy. So I'm getting initially, Miss Bonnie, that they walk into the week with a little bit of a, just a negative energy going on, or maybe even a negative people around them or something else, and they have to make a conscious decision to say, I'm not doing that. I don't want to be that person this week. I don't want to have my energies there. So I really do want to shift it, and they will. So folks out there, while you're shifting energies, and while we are showing you how to shift energy in our direction as well by hitting that subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Miss Bonnie's over there at Your Love Goddess. So if you're on her channel, please hit that subscribe and then pop over Sonoran Mystic Tarot, which is mine. If you are already on Sonoran Mystic Tarot, I invite you, and so does Miss Bonnie, to pop over to Your Love Goddess and do the same thing. And then if you have a few little extra moments, hit that Cards and Constellations page too. We would appreciate it. And with that said, let's get on to it. And this is our next reading, which is the financial side. And starting with the astrology. Miss Bonnie, what you got?
Well, you're focused and efficient, exactly how you like it. Mercury, who is your ruler, sharpens your problem-solving skills, making this a prime week to sort out finances or streamline a budget. You'll find satisfaction in organizing, planning, and setting achievable financial milestones. If you've been waiting on a contract payment or job-related approval, it could come through around Thursday or Friday. Avoid overworking yourself, though. The Mars-Neptune angle might cause temporary fatigue. Prioritize balance and rest. Your productivity actually improves when you slow down mindfully. All right, Dawn, what does the card say?
Well, I just had one fly right out, which again it was the Morgan Greer deck at its finest, working its magic by jumping. Ten of Pentacles. What a lovely energy to have for a financial reading, right? I love the energy. The second card out, Six of Pentacles. So, in essence, something you've been working on, something you have been cultivating for a while has come to be. If you have been buying certain stocks, don't be surprised if the market is paying off handsomely right now. If you bought a rental property, don't be surprised if you look and now you can raise the rent to a point where you're making even more money, or you're ready to sell, and that sell price is going to pay off very handsomely as you close it out. And again, this is interesting because the 10 is a closing kind of thing, which is again closing an energy. So don't be surprised if you are looking this week and you're going to cash out while you can. So if the market is high and the numbers look good, you may want to make that choice and say, you know what, let me take the money off the table right now. If you bought AMD, which is Advanced Micro Devices, and you owned it last week and you bought it anytime before last week, this week you're definitely thinking about I'm getting rid of it because it went up 40% because of the AI craze and because of OpenAI is committing to buy 5 billion with a B dollars worth of chips. And so it went up 40% in 1 week. So I'm guessing I would be maybe wanting to sell. This is what I'm saying about. I'm just giving you. I'm not giving you investment advice. What I'm saying is that this is what I'm talking about, so you understand what I'm saying. The look at your portfolio. This could be a time to take a little money off the table before maybe a bubble bust or something like that. But this is and again, this is money you put in for a while. So it's not as though it's a new purchase. It's something that you have harvested over time. You do have choices. You can do whatever you want, of course. This is a Two of Swords, and you like both sides. You're thinking, okay, will this run a little further? Oh, and do I stay in or do I get out? This is again choices. Ultimately, you're gonna have to make the choices, which is interesting. And there's a lot of factors. This is a seven, so it's a bit fuzzy. Again, so it's like I'm looking at all these factors. Get it down to one or two that make good sense before you make that choice. But again, don't be surprised if ultimately you cash out. This is the cash out card. Take your money and put it in a safe space. This is a safe, secure, in institutional kind of card. So again, you cash out and you say, you know what, I'm putting my money on the sidelines. I don't remember. What is it? Fatted pigs get slaughtered. you know so take the money when you can, and that's what this is saying. Put a little money, take a little of the win, and then if you want to play with some more, do it. But this is a week to appreciate that you have a windfall. Enjoy it. This is really good. This is good, and I love this energy. This is great.
Especially for Virgo, because they're all about that. So,
Yeah, very cool. Love it, love it,
yeah,
love it. All right,
absolutely. Should we just move on? Because
shall we
now
move on?
love. For the moon this week, we start off with the last quarter in Cancer on the 13th. Now, that's when we celebrate all of our success and the end of a project, and then we turn away and we look for the next new moon. Now, to find out what we're celebrating, we got to go all the way back. And we go back to the new moon, which occurred in Cancer on July 17th of 2023. Then the first quarter was on April 15th of 2024. And that's when you did all of the work. And then the full moon began this January 13th of 2025. And that's when you made any changes. So now let's go into the void of course. On the 14th, the void of course begins at 5:04 a.m. Mountain Standard Time until 10:47 a.m. when it goes into Leo. On the 16th, it begins at 5:05 a.m. and goes until 6:06 p.m. and then it enters into Virgo. On the 18th, it begins at 9:10 p.m. until the 19th at 4:02 a.m. when it goes into Libra. Love.
Love itself. And don't forget, folks, show us the love by hitting the subscribe button. Go on ahead, Miss Bunny. I had to put
This
it in
week,
there.
I know, this week centers around understanding, patience, and subtle emotional shifts. The Libra Sun activates your partnership sector, helping you to see love through a lens of balance and equality. For singles, a gentle connection could begin to blossom. Perhaps someone who values sincerity and thoughtfulness over flash. You may find romance in intellectual or work related settings. Couples, meanwhile, feel encouraged to talk through lingering issues calmly midweek. You'll both find new clarity about each other's needs. The Pisces moon on Thursday deepens the empathy and paves the way for tenderness and forgiveness. All right, Dawn, let's see what you've got.
Miss Bonnie, as I was listening, of course, a card flew out, and as it flew out, it seemed to resonate so much with what you were saying. And if I'm going to have any cards in a love reading, and it's not going to be the lover's card, because the lover's card, of course, will be perfect, right? But if I'm going to have any card in a lover's reading, a love reading, this will be the card. This will be the card. It's the Hermit card. For a reading in love, the Hermit card is saying that if you're in a relationship, you are probably with the person that's part of your path. They were meant to be there. This is the person you were probably meant to be with. And so this is giving you confidence that even if you've had a little bit rocky road or whatever else, and even if you've been in a smooth road and you're just thinking maybe, hey, it's kind of boring and whatever, it may be boring or whatever in some way, but you know what? Again, you're with the person you're meant to be with. And so I love this energy for this sign during this week, because that card is telling me very clearly that in retrospect it could be different, but you are fortunate that you have found that person. And this also is letting me know that if you are not coupled, this would be a week where you have a very good opportunity of finding that right person. This is a week where that person is going to show up into your life. And so you need to be out and about. You need to be cognizant of your energy and power in yourself. And you need to be out there so people can see that you're doing this. And look at this. I love this Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, they're going to come up to you, and you're going to, and probably they may not even wind up in a love situation. They could be in a business environment, and you see them and you're like, oh my goodness, but you see them in a different way. And then, keeping an eye on all the rules and stuff about dating in the workplace and the work, you might wind up in a situation finding, hey, this is something maybe we should talk about and go out and do something. Cultivate that relationship in that sense, and then ultimately look at this. It's a Three of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles is there's somebody this is somebody who is going to be intelligent, witty, and they're going to shine in some areas that you're going to love to hear what they have to say. You're going to love their advice. You're going to love that they're delivering something significant. And that's part of the allure that they have for you. And if you're in a relationship, you know that that's your partner already. They're the ones whom you turn to for advice. They're the ones who give you the best counsel you've got, which is wonderful. And then it's funny because, again, it makes the load easier. It makes the load lighter. And so if you are looking for a relationship, this is the end of it, this end of the search, because this is a 10 of Wands. You are done looking because this week you found them. So get out there, be involved, be active, and don't be surprised if you're looking for a relationship, one comes. And this one, I'm serious, this is a heavy one. This is one who is on your path, for your path. So this is kind of destined. This is a little bit destiny.
Well, you also said the Wheel of Fortune was there too.
Yep.
Right?
That was the second card. Yep.
Destined relationships are part of that. So makes
Absolutely.
perfect sense. And yeah, I said something about gentle connections could begin to blossom. So, something you didn't see, all of a sudden you're going, ooh, that's good.
Exactly. I'm loving it. This is get out there, be involved, folks. This is the week to do it.